rotting tomatoes for just a second. But how can 15 winning seasons, 3 national championships, and Hall of Fame inductee lead to scrutiny for Oklahoma head coach, football legend Barry Switzer? Switzer coached Oklahoma from 1974 to 1989. He had a reign of 1974 to 1980, winning every Big 8 championship as head coach. His 1974 season, his first year, won the national championship over OSU, 44-13, and Alabama lost to Notre Dame, making OU the only undefeated champions at that time. The next one was in 1975 with a win over, they lost to Kansas first, but they went on to beat the UCLA Wolverines. Later, he was quoted in a Sports Illustrated interview, "Bud Wilkinson created this monster. I just have to keep feeding it. I like feeding it. It is exciting. It is a challenge. It is never monotonous." His rise of fame and his challenges for the OU tradition brings to the field. He always had a winning attitude, and that's what he's known for, other than some other scandals that I'm going to tell you about. This third national championship does not come until 1985, 10 years later, with the win over #1 Penn State, and they won that game. And then in, getting shaky, sorry. And then in 1989, the NCAA puts Oklahoma on probation because of the star quarterback, Charles Thompson, sold cocaine to FBI undercover agents, leading him to persecution. And then comes Brian Bosworth and his test for positive for anabolic steroids. And that was all on its own. Brian Bosworth was the most animated character of his time, and that was a big deal to Oklahoma fans because he was the pumper-upper, and he got kicked off of the team and couldn't play for the rest of the season, and he got kicked off right as the big game was starting. They lost. And then the next one was a shooting in the Wilkinson Tower dorms. 2 of the players got in a riffraff over a music tape, and shots rang out. Fortunately, nobody was killed, but that was the last of that. And that year, Barry Switzer did resign in 1989. And it wasn't until 2002 he got inducted in the College Hall of Fame. And then 2 years following, in 2004, got the Jim Thorpe Lifetime Achievement Award. And I want to leave you with a quote for his winning attitude and the scrutiny that he had at the end of his years when he resigned. "We don't inhibit, muzzle, or restrict our players. You can't manage kids that way. I don't want to be managed that way." So that could lead to somebody's resigning over 1989 as his rise and fall of the Oklahoma Tradition dynasty.
Are you done with this, bro? Yes. Rejected. Y'all have actually got my big butt nervous. It's okay. Okay, this man, this is who I'll be speaking about today. I was gonna wear dreadlocks, but I really wasn't able to wear them. Would stay on very well. But this song is one of the first songs by him that my auntie introduced to me when I was 12. And from that point on, I listened to that song almost every morning. And my mother hated me very much for it. But Robert Nesta Bob Marley, a native of St. Anne's, 9 Miles, Jamaica, whose music touched souls around the globe, touched mine very much at a young age. Because he showed me that not everything is meant to be painful or suffering, or everything is to teach you something as you're going through life. And I just take Bob Marley as a very influential person. And Bob Marley was a native of Jamaica, and at 16 years old, he released his first song, which was not successful whatsoever. But that's okay, because he continued and he pursued his dream. And that was at the age of 16. And after about I think it was at the age of 18, Island Records gave Bob and the group that he had brought together named the Wailers a break and offered them 8,000 pounds for the production of a full album. The Wailers were the first to receive so much money and have access to the best equipment needed to do what they needed to do. The Wailers produced 2 albums, Catch Fire and Burning, the latter which included Get Up, Stand Up, and I Shot the Sheriff. I Shot the Sheriff was redid and re-performed by Eric Clapton, which actually shot Bob Marley and the Wailers into a very big genre of famous people. And that actually shot the Wailers into the famous circle. And later on in Bob Marley's career, at the Smile Jamaica concert in Kingston, Jamaica, an assassination attempt was made on Bob Marley, his wife, and the Wailers to prevent them from playing at the Smile Jamaica concert. The concert was scheduled December 5th after a residential candidate's election rally, who just happened to be at odds with the U.S. Some think the assassination was executed by the U.S. government. Think what you want to. Bob Marley received 2 gunshot wounds and still performed at the Smile Jamaica concert in Kingston. And a quote that I heard in a movie named I Am Legend actually caught my attention, which I didn't know if it was true or not, and I actually read up on it a lot. And the quote is, "The people who are trying to make this world worse are not taking a day off. How can I?" And in 1977, Bob Marley found out that he had cancer in his toe. He refused to have it removed since it was against his Rastafarian beliefs. And later on died in May 11th, 1981. In conclusion, I will say that this man's lifestyle and the way that he lived, truthfully, makes me try to be a happier person every day. Don't worry about a thing. Everything's gonna be all right. Even